Okay, Assalamualaikum and hello to our lecturers, Dr. Fauzi and the others who see our video recording discussion meeting for subject organizational behaviors for grouping assignment. So my team members is me, Fatih Noazka Mintara Nizam, and the others is Nurul Najwa binti Muhammad Nur Aimanko and Suji Sota, Muhammad Harid, and the last one is Abdul Rahim. So I will briefly introduce for this assignment project. Unless we have been living off the planet Earth, most of us have heard about Toyota's massive global recall that affected nearly 9 million vehicles and severely damaged the company's reputation for quality. While these incidents are often explained as mechanical or technical failures, this presentation takes a different perspective. Instead of focusing on faulty gas pedals on onboard system, we will examine how Toyota crisis was largely driven by human and organizational failures, particularly weakness in human resources management. By analyzing Toyota reward system, training, hiring, performance management, leadership development, and corporate culture, this presentation highlights how poor HR practice can influence employee decision, silent critical information, and ultimately lead to large-scale corporate failure. Through this case, we aim to show that major business crises are rarely caused by a single mistake, but rather by systematic management and HR failures that prevent organization from responding effectively to risk and negative information. So let us start the discussion. So first question, we will pass to, first question I will ask, do you guys agree that Toyota recall crisis was mainly caused by leadership failure rather than technical failure? And tell me why.
Okay, so thank you, Fatin, for the question. So let me answer to your question. So this crisis was not only about faulty accelerator pedals or floor mats, but those were technical issues. But then the real problem was leadership and people management. So the Toyota leaders, they had known that about safety concerns for years, but they receive also customer complaints and internal reports, yet they still delay taking the action. So this happened because Toyota was growing very quickly, and leaders felt like strong pressure to reduce costs and protect profits. So, admitting mistakes was seen as damaging to the company's image. So, the employees were rewarded for sales and efficiency rather than safety. So, as a result, important information was hidden, and the seriousness of the problem was downplayed. So, the consequences was severe because nearly 9 million vehicles were recalled worldwide. So Toyota lost around $30 billion in the market value, and the sales dropped to their lowest level in a decade. So if leaders had acted earlier, the impact could have been much smaller, where transparent communication and quick recalls could have prevented lawsuits, government investigation, and also the loss of life. So the case also compares this situation to the Titanic, which is the iceberg was not the main cause of the disaster, which stated in the case study, but the human decisions were the cause of the problem. Poor judgment, weak incentive, and leadership failure that caused the crisis. So this shows that the Toyota crisis was a systemic HR failure, not just a technical one. Rewards, training, hiring, and performance management all failed to support safety and openness. So that's all for me.
Thank you, Najwa, for answering my question.
All right. Assalamualaikum. My name is Abdul Rahim. I think it's my turn to ask some question. So my next question is, how did Toyota's reward system discourage employees from reporting safety issues? That's it.
So thank you. So I will answer this question. So Toyota delivered the system discovery. So liver system discovered the employees from the reporting safety issues because it strongly emphasized the cost reduction, speed, and error-free results. Manager and employees were rewarded for meeting growth targets and keeping costs low. And rather than for identifying and reporting problems, as a result, the reporting safety issue was seen as a risk. So employees fear that raising the problem could slow production and increase the cost or make their performance look worse. So there were curious honestly or early reporting, however, so strong pressure to avoid the mistakes this imbalance created a culture where employees trust silence or over the responsibility. So instead of seeing safety reporting as a positive action, so as a way to careers and evaluations. So over time, so this encourages transparency and allows small safety issue to grow into a major crisis. And that's all. This is my answer.
Okay. Thank you
Right.
for the.
So I'm sorry.
It's okay. You go first.
Okay. So Toyota is known for its lead production and cost efficiency. So what do you guys think? At what point does like cost cutting become dangerous for safety and quality?
Okay, I try to answer Najwa's question. So I think cost cutting become dangerous when it compromise safety, quality, or transparency in decision making. In Toyota's case, lean production and cost efficiency were originally strained, but they become risky when managers were rewarded more for cost containment and rapid growth than for product safety and problem reporting. So when employees feel pressure to reduce costs at all costs, they may ignore early warning signs, delay correction action, or hide defect to avoid financial penalties. This creates an environment where safety concerns are treated as obstacle rather than prioritized. So, cost cutting crosses a dangerous line when it discourages reporting of problem, reduce investment in quality checks, or limit training and oversight. And that point, efficiency no longer support quality but actively undermines it. I think that's all for the question.
Okay, so the next, so I will ask how should the Toyota improve its hiring and training the processes to create a healthier and a more open workplace culture. So how about you, Rahim?
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Soda. I'll try my best to answer your question. So, to create a healthier and more open workplace culture in Toyota, I feel like they should hiring for high skilled workers. So instead of just looking at technical skills, they should hire people who are good at teamwork, communication, and honesty. And then Toyota should train the managers to react positively when an employee make a mistake, or maybe if a worker feels like they won't be punished for speaking up, they are more likely to report problems early. And then another one, since Toyota is global, they should train leaders in Japan to understand on how Western employees communicate so that the bad news doesn't get lost in translation. Thank you.
How about you, Omar?
Alright, for the next question, which leadership competency is most important to prevent future crisis? Ethical courage, accountability, or responsiveness to bad news? And could you explain your choice?
Alright, so I choose. Sorry. I'll help you to answer the question. So I choose ethical courage because as I read the case study, Toyota leaders actually lack with ethical courage. They were aware that the accelerator pedal failures were causing serious accidents and deaths, and hundreds of complaints were reported, and internal tests confirmed the risk. But however, the leaders were afraid of the consequences, such as failing share prices, lawsuits, and slower growth. So, because of this fear, they delayed recalls and minimized the issue, and also they blamed the drivers. So, the HR system supported this behavior where rewards focus only on cost control and error-free performance, not on raising safety concerns. So the training did not prepare employees or managers to challenge decisions or report bad news. So hiring and leadership development favored non-confrontational individuals instead of courageous leaders. So for me, in my opinion, ethical courage means doing the right thing even when it involves risk or discomfort. So Toyota leaders should have acted earlier, accepted short-term losses, and prioritize customer safety. So where the courage will build trust over time. So without courage, accountability will become meaningless, and listening to feedback will have no real impact. So yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I heard back the questions to the party. So do you think, sir, in 26 motivation like the ethnic and pride, the responsibility, or the extra 26 motivations, the bonus, the promotion is more the effective in encouraging the uh, resource growth achievement?
Alright, Sota. So I think intrinsic motivation is more effective in encourage whilst blowing, especially in high risk industry like automotive manufacturing. So whistleblowing requires moral courage, a strong sense of responsibility, and professional ethics, qualities that are driven by intrinsic motivations such as pride in one's work and commitment to customer safety. So intrinsic motivation such as bonus or promotion can support whistleblowing, but on its own, it is often insufficient. In Toyota's situation, extracting rewards were heavily tied to cost reduction and performance target, so which discourage employees from speaking up. This show that when external rewards are misaligned, they can actually suppress whistleblowing. So therefore, the most effective approach is a strong ethical culture supported by fair expression system. However, intrinsic motivation plays the primary role because employee must believe that speaking up is the right thing to do, even when it involves personal risks. I think, did I answer your question, Sota? Okay,
Sorry.
Sota, how can Toyota balance cost leadership with its brand promise of safety and quality in the long term? What do you think?
Okay, okay, thank you. So Toyota can balance the cost, the leadership with safety and quality by dealing safety as a core value and not a cost factor. So cost reaction should not weaken quality standards or the delay responses to safety the risks. So instead, the Toyota should see the safety investment as long-term cost prevention by strengthening early detection system and preventive quality checks. Twitter is able to reduce the expensive recall and the reputational damages. Lean production should focus on eliminating the waste, not eliminating the safety the margins. So in the long term, so customer trust and the brand reputation so makes stronger competitiveness and then shorter term cost savings. So this balance allows to remain the efficient and while the protecting its promise of safety and quality. Yeah, this is my answer.
Thank you, Sota.
Alright, so I have a question. So, what type of employees would struggle in a culture that discourages whistleblowing and values conformity?
Um, I
Eh,
think employees with strong professional ethics, analytical thinking, and safety responsibility will struggle the most. This includes engineers, quality control specialists, and risk analysts who are trained to detect early warning signs and act on them. In Toyota case, such employees face indirect punishment like no feedback, style carriers, or pressure to stay silent because the reward system favored cost containment and error-free reporting. Over time, this leads to disengagement or turnover of high-integrity talent, weakening organization learning and increasing long-term risk.
Okay, thank you, Harit, for answering the question.
So thank you for all of you for answering each of the question perfectly. So we will end this discussion meeting. Thank you for your commitment on this discussion meeting. I think that's all from our group. Thank you. Bye everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.